kidding me?
Effervescent.
Let me have a sip.
Come on. Can you hear the bubbles in my mouth?
All right, take it easy. Take it easy.
Take it easy.
My God.
Bubbles are so nice.
Welcome back to Jacob V Weekly. We want to start like we do every week by reminding you to check out Caddyshack of Hamel, Illinois. CATTYSHACKIL.org. Save a life or 9. The only way to support this show financially is patreon.com/JacobV, patreon.com/JACOBVI. There's always that little extra I in there. You can find all that stuff at my landing page, jacobv.com, JACOBVI.com. Blinded by Stereo has a new 10-inch vinyl EP called Ask a Punk coming October 17th. The titular single is already streaming on all platforms. You should go stream that right now. We're doing a big show. We're headlining at the Duck Room at the Blueberry Hill on that day, 10/17, I believe, with Synthetic Sun. And I think we booked another band, and it may come to me. The flyer is on my website, so I could check. I may check later. No Antics has a new song out called U-Haul. I had nothing to do with it, but it's really, really catchy, and it's blowing up on TikTok right now or something, and I see it on TikTok and Instagram quite a bit. Sounds great. I love them. Go check that out. I bought a song today. Bea James, our friend Caroline down in Nashville, has a new single out today, and I bought it on Bandcamp because it's Bandcamp Friday.
Nice.
So it's a good one. I think it's called Cozy Hell. I want to say. Shout out. Friend of the show. Oh, Relics by Jacob V is still out. There's this thing where you don't talk about it after it's been out for a minute, but not everybody has heard it or seen it yet. So it is still out. It wasn't an exploding offer. It's always going to be out. There's a music video I made myself with a Damon in the computer, and I played almost all the instruments. Nick from No Antics played the drums. It's a lot of fun. It took me a long time to figure out what I wanted to do there, but it's out. No more waiting. R.I.P. to Jane Goodall.
Rest in peace.
I mean, was she 108?
The godmother of primates.
Was she 99? Is that what I saw?
I don't think it was. I think like 96.
So old.
Price is Right rules. I'm gonna say 96.
I think she might have been 99.
Okay. All right, let's see.
She survived the Titanic.
91.
She was 91.
We both lost.
Okay.
Womp, womp,
Way
wow.
over. Well, good. At least we both lost.
Yeah.
At least it's equal. Jane Goodall, advocate and psychologist of primates.
Primatologist and conservationist.
And she's back up in heaven with Harambe now. And you hate to see that. 91, I think we could have gotten 8 or 9 more years out of her.
Sure.
R.I.P. Government is shut down right now.
No government.
No government right now.
Federal branch is shut down.
It's likely to drag into next week after competing funding bills fail in Senate today. As we're recording this, it's Friday. I don't like a government shutdown. It doesn't really shut me down all that much, but it seems unnecessary and avoidable.
Sure.
And Congress still gets paid.
Interesting.
If they didn't get paid, I bet it wouldn't shut down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Totally, because there's other people out there that are not getting paid.
There's people that are not getting paid, but we did, sometime in the last 10 or 15 years, they built in, maybe even more recently than that, there are protections that if you're a federal employee furloughed by a government shutdown, you'll get all your back pay. They made a law about that.
Okay.
But Congress gets paid in real time.
Can they tell that to their landlords? Can they tell that to
That's what I'm saying. I'm totally with you. I'm totally with you.
We want to put ourselves on that.
Tell it to the landlords. But here's the thing. You can't get evicted when the government is shut down.
Who said that? Who's saying that?
The bureaucracy behind getting somebody evicted.
Oh, sure.
Could you do that with the government shutdown? Are the state governments still running?
That's a great question. Well, the post office is still running. So it's not all
Yeah.
of like government, say, workers.
No, there's essential stuff.
Like,
the
I wonder-
post office isn't exactly
I wonder if it's a certain
a
branch.
part of the government.
Certain branch of the government, maybe.
It's not by branch. No, there's
let me look it up.
essential services deemed. Like if you're actively killing people in a third world country, they want you to keep doing that. But if you're like if you work in like a building and you get to go out to lunch, fuck you. You're
Yeah.
staying home at least until next week. According to Congress, this is not me saying this. I would never say that to a single mother.
I'm going to this website called USA Facts. I don't know.
That's got to be legit.
It's got to be legit.
That's got to be the right place to be. Mm-hmm. USAFacts.gov.
USA org.
Oh, even better. You could trust a .org. Ms. Thomas told me that. In,
Is it like your grade school?
in the year 2000.
Yeah.
She said you could trust a .org or a .edu. Anything else is garbage.
Yeah.
Caddyshack is a .org. You could trust them.
Primarily affects non-essential federal employees.
Which
as
ones
well
are
as
non-essential?
People, many. All right, let me open up another tab. You know, it's like the National Zoo is closed. The Smithsonian is closed.
Yeah, no Smithsonian. If you work at the gift shop at the Smithsonian,
You're not going into work.
you're going home to mama, at least
Yeah.
till next week.
Yeah.
We can go out of sequence here a little bit. That reminds me, Hegseth looks like shit.
Yes.
And I don't mean physically. He's still very handsome, but incompetent, out of his depth.
Yeah.
Since last time we recorded, he called an emergency meeting of all top military leaders, which is generals and admirals mostly, from all over the world, called them off of their posts.
Yes.
To come in. Now, I immediately thought it has to be a massive restructuring of military leadership like they did in 1973. That was really the last time we had anything close to this, where they pulled everybody together off of their duties like this and left all their subordinates in charge out in the field. But it wasn't that at all.
It wasn't that at all.
It was like a shitty pep rally. They wanted like,
It was like-
they took applause breaks and there was no applause.
Yeah. I think that's my favorite
Not just
part.
because they didn't necessarily like what he was saying or that they didn't want to have to be there because it could have been an email, but because they're trained not to be like that. They're taught their whole career to not be political or partisan or they're supposed to be stoic like that.
Yeah.
And if you get to be a top-level military official like an admiral or a general of really any kind, you've practiced that stoicism in such a way that it would be remarkably unnatural for a room full of people just like you
Yeah.
who've been trained that same way to all of a sudden be hooping and hollering at the guy from Fox News Friday Night, who is now the Secretary of War, which is an illegal rebrand of the
But you can
department.
nickname it.
But you can name it whatever. You could do it. It's like a DBA.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's still the Department of Defense, except for when we talk about
Like
it, we can
Gulf of
call it the
America.
Department of War.
Like Gulf of America.
Like Gulf of America.
Yeah.
Can we say that?
I don't want to say
Do they
it.
call it that in Mexico?
No. Absolutely.
Did they
not.
call it the Gulf of Mexico in Mexico, or would they just call it the Gulf?
I want to say that they called it Gulf of Mexico.
Because that sounds ridiculous for Mexicans to say Gulf of Mexico, just like it sounds ridiculous for an American to say Gulf of America. You could just call it the Gulf.
The
I
Gulf.
think that would be the compromise. I would get with, if I was in charge, I'd get with Mexico tomorrow and say, what if we did a big rebrand, neutral,
The
just
Gulf.
picture it, the Gulf.
I
And
can
you
already
do
see
the
t-shirt.
Miami pink
Yeah.
neon with a little neon palm tree, the Gulf.
Yeah. Well, I don't think Miami's in the Gulf.
No. I'm just
So-
talking about the font you use
Yeah,
for the
yeah,
rebrand.
yeah. Well, because I was also
on the map.
I was
it went
seeing
from Gulf of
something-
Mexico
Yeah.
to Gulf of America. Now it's just going to be the Gulf, but it's always got to be puffy pink light up letters.
Yeah. Spray painted.
Because really, it's dumb.
Yeah.
To call it anything other than the Gulf. And people say, oh, what about the other Gulfs? Fuck them. This is the best one.
Fuck them.
That's the name of the show. That's the name of the episode.
Fuck them. But anyway,
I watched the whole thing several times.
Oh, really? How long was it? Like an hour?
Okay,
or
so Hegseth was under an hour. It was maybe, I'd call it 45 minutes. Trump went out there and it looks like he was winging it for over an hour. It was like an hour and 6 minutes.
He seemed sick, like under the weather with his voice.
His voice is not holding up. He's exhausted. He's probably dehydrated because he had that diaper leak on TV on a white couch on someone's nice morning show.
They're going to weekend at Bernie's him.
Yeah, they got the idea for Biden. I think they said, "Listen, we've had a bureaucratic hand up Joe Biden's ass for 4 years. We could do that with the other guy."
Yeah,
it's going to be like in Lord of the Rings, the king when he's under the spell of the wicked sorcerer who's his assistant or whatever, and then like he's all old and crispy and disheveled, and the guy just whispers,
"Crispy,
what to say," and he goes, and that's the law of the land until he's freed from the curse, and then he looks vibrant and succulent again. In Return of the King, you know what I'm talking about?
Sure. No, I'm not. I do not know.
You didn't see Lord of the Rings 3, Return of the King?
I have seen it like once or twice, but I haven't memorized it enough to be able to recall it.
Yeah, there's just part where, the good guys show up to, I think it's Rohan. And they need the Rohanians to ride with them to Gondor, is what I want to say is happening. And but the king has an evil assistant who's like a medieval incel kind of type. And so he curses the king, and the king is kind of just a zombie, kind of just a placeholder, which is what presidents have become.
Yeah.
Probably most public-facing officials are actually just puppets of a more sinister.
Well, have you seen that clip of the congresswoman from Pennsylvania talking to who's the Speaker of the House? Johnson?
Mike Johnson.
MAGA
Mike Johnson, who I think is on Grindr.
Yes.
We're going to talk about that today.
I don't know if it was like the governor or congresswoman.
We should go undercover. We should go to DC and just spam Grindr until we get
some hits.
Until we get some hits. We probably wouldn't get enough hits. We were like, it was supposed to be a sting.
Yeah,
I didn't get a single match.
Is there just some sort of like agreement? Like whenever Grindr blew up in Arizona, like.
That's in my headlines today.
You have to be able to see all these other dudes. Like, is this just like a secret bond that they have to not dox each other?
There's things
like what the fuck is going on?
You could use an old photo and a different name. It's very easy to fake your name.
Yeah, sure. But like, when you actually meet up, though, when you actually have sex, or was it anonymous?
So at the Charlie Kirk Memorial in Arizona, there was a massive Grindr outage because so many people in the vicinity apparently were on Grindr that it crashed across the most of the state, I believe.
Yes.
Now, which is fine. A lot of people like Grindr.
Yeah, no, the Grindr's not the issue. It's the problem people that are using it that are also
who are also like oppressive evangelicals.
Yes.
We both went to oppressive at the same time. Are you a Capricorn?
I'm a Libra.
Oh, my wife is a Libra.
Yeah,
and
Libra.
So that's the thing. If why are you making millions of dollars to get on your platform and tell everyone that I'm going to hell if you're trying to pipe me down in the bathroom of a convention center?
Yeah. If
on
you're
the
going
off
back to your
hours of
seat
the
and
big Christian rock
sit
memorial.
back in your seat and it squelches.
Like,
you're not going to tell me that.
But maybe that makes it more. Maybe they're really sick and self-hating, and maybe it makes it more exciting. Like they participate in Grindr activities while also living in this culture where it's taboo, and that heightens the pleasure for them.
Yeah,
I don't have. Now, this is why you.
That's the sin.
That's the bad part.
That's the bad part. Is the two-face.
Yeah.
The holier than thou.
I live in Southampton. I live not far at all from the Grove, one of the gay hubs of the whole region. Mm-hmm. We've never crashed Grindr. We've crashed Uber a couple of times.
Sure.
Never Grindr.
No.
Square was out once. I had to go to rallies and pay for something in cash.
Uh-huh.
Because none of the places that I was trying to eat at could sell me anything because Square was massively down.
And also, people would say like, there are gay conservatives, and I'm like, not that many.
Well,
Not that many to like
here's
take
the thing.
down Grindr.
If you take the whole queer spectrum of everything, it seems like a really big group of people, but it's really a legion of smaller groups.
Yeah.
Now, typically, the most aggressively conservative people amongst that group are just going to be the cisgendered men.
Yeah.
So, because they can fake it, they can pretend to be, like as we're seeing by crashing Grindr at the Charlie Kirk Memorial WWE SmackDown Raw Christian rock event. Mm-hmm. Did you see the pyrotechnics?
I did. And
beautiful.
This is Erica Kirk.
I wanted Jesus to come out. That would have been great if they raptured us then. The rapture didn't happen again.
Yeah.
We missed it.
At least not to our knowledge. Or
maybe that was the rapture. Grindr crashing at the Charlie Kirk Memorial was the rapture. But here's the thing. You don't see me actually more upset about this stuff because I don't have an allegiance to a specific church.
Yeah.
Culturally, I feel like I was supposed to be Catholic. I got kicked out of Catholic school after kindergarten.
Yeah.
I went UCC for the rest of my religious coming of age stuff, which has a lot of the traditional elements, but it's much more progressive and inclusive. I went to a historically integrated church on the Del Mar Divide. We've talked about this. But because you get all caught up in someone's really specific dogma, and unless you're in control of the mechanism that they're using on that community, you just get set up to feel like you're a piece of shit and there's no way out of your situation being a piece of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I've never had an experience with a church that was negative and blamed Jesus. And so for years, I would just say I really enjoy Jesus, and I just don't like a lot of his friends.
Sure.
Because that's the thing, especially when we were kids, the dominant evangelical, like oppressive patriarchy thing was more powerful. You didn't have any of this out loud secular openness of anything that, this kind of stuff that we enjoy.
Yeah.
Of like girls holding hands, and smoking drugs. None of that.
Yeah.
So the hypocrisy is really what upsets people.
Yes.
Because if you come out and say, hey, there are some kind of crazy things that I'm into, but I support everybody making their own decisions and being safe, and I want you to do what you want to do because I want to do what I want to do, and we're going to protect each other. No one would have a problem with any of these guys having any sort of homosexual activity at all. But the becomes a problem if you're the same people saying, when I was a kid, the really upsetting thing was marriage has to be between a man and a woman. I'm like, that really narrows it down for a lot of people. What kind of world is that where only half of everybody can get married or whatever?
Yeah.
And it's been other issues since then, some more upsetting, which I didn't think was going to happen. But the hypocrisy, and you see it in children. The people that really hate hypocrisy the most are children. Like, at any age, if they figure out there are rules, they get really upset if they catch you breaking the rules, right? If you insist that they can't have ice cream after a certain time of day, they better not catch you with ice cream after that certain time of day, because that hypocrisy or a double standard really upsets them.
Yeah. I'm over it.
I'm over
it.
I mean,
I just can't give it my energy.
Well, just how dumb the whole thing is.
So dumb.
I mean, and it's hard too because it's been so prominent, and that even though I'm kind of like, I'd rather think about other stuff, it's so prominent in my algorithm right now.
And I think that's why I enjoyed the stoic no clapping, the silence, because they're so used to it. Like, it's what feeds them.
That's why he kept doing rallies even after he got elected both times. He kept doing rallies like a year into his first presidency. I'm like, rallies? You're not even up for election the campaign doesn't start for another year. I
got a little bit of my life back watching that a few times. And it was just the fact it doesn't matter if people would have clapped it. Like if half the people would have clapped, if somebody would have like had to, because I've also seen in the comments that
it allows you to listen to the words and the message and the delivery in context of itself, and not being warped by a laugh track or a cheering crowd.
Yeah, like
if everyone sounds
pointed.
happy, you can say whatever you want.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that was pretty cool to see that, and I learned a lot about the military.
And it costs hundreds of thousands of dollars just to get all those guys there for the day.
At least.
We pulled people from all over the globe.
Yeah.
To put them in a room and tell them that they need to shave and they need to do push-ups.
Yeah. Yeah, at least.
I think the fitness test that he wants to do twice a year on all the top-tier brass should be a trial by combat against him. So if you beat me up...
Yeah.
That's what because I'm a martyr, that's what I would do. If I was the Secretary of War, DBA, I would say, we're doing a fitness test. You got to wrestle me naked.
And I think that, you've seen like the videos of like RFK next to Pete Hegseth when they're doing like their own like pull-ups and shit. And Hegseth is like fucking he's like pumping himself up there.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, like RFK is just like, whatever, this is a fucking
RFK
Tuesday.
has deep generational trauma and misery that he can transform into fitness. That's why he looks like that.
Yeah.
He looks like those Muscle Beach guys from the 80s that like survived the AIDS pandemic just by pumping iron in the sun.
So like if he was giving that speech, I'd be like, okay, like at least it's coming from somebody.
We need all of our generals need to be able to do push-ups twice a year.
Yeah.
Twice a year. You've only been doing it once a year, and they didn't do pull-ups last time. That would be great.
Yeah.
He should take that over. I don't think either of them are actually in charge of anything.
Yeah.
There's no way.
They're the face. They're
the people that are this volatile and controversial, like Trump and RFK and Hegseth, they're not actually consequential in an immediate sense.
Yeah.
I've been trying to recap, some of the UAP hearing stuff and some of the UFO kind of. I was trying to think for myself today, like what's some of the stuff we learned so far this year about that ongoing thing, and we're not going to get a hearing. Well, the government is shut down, so it's going to be a week off of any potential UFO news. But Weaponized and Psicoactivo are two podcasts that do like updates on this this topic. And if you haven't watched the congressional UAP hearing from about 3 weeks ago, you should go watch it. It's all very interesting. You're going to recognize a lot of the faces, not just the elected officials, but some of the journalists and whatnot. They're involved and kind of at the center of unifying the whistleblowers who are still struggling. I mean, and they all have stories of colleagues or whatnot who have been unalived or, pushed to unalive themselves or things of that nature. And there's definitely, but now I'm hearing that members of Congress are also sort of terrified of the actual powers behind this project and this phenomenon that we're talking about, and that it's causing some reticence. Now, one congressperson, I forget his name, the Southern guy, he's out on this issue all the time. He was talking man on the street style to somebody about how there's 5 or 6 locations underneath the ocean that have been identified as places where UAP seem to emerge from which betwixt and between.
Interesting.
Which reminds me of the clip that was released in this hearing that we talked about a couple weeks ago about a military drone is tracking an unidentified flying object. It's hit with a Hellfire missile. The missile fragments, and it begins pulling fragments of the missile with it, but seems otherwise kind of unaffected, certainly not damaged, the UAP itself. So that was a huge conversation in the hearing that I rewatched today, and scary to the military professionals, because usually a Hellfire missile is a done deal, right? But then also very exciting to the journalists in the room because it's a level of unexplainable phenomena on camera in a sort of admitted, declassified way that's kind of unprecedented. It's really great. One of the guys, Lou Elizondo, he has a book that he only wrote about things that the government told him he could write about. So he's what we call controlled opposition. But he's for disclosure and also sort of for this conversation that, and I've kind of been thinking this for a couple of years now, that if you look at everything, we really don't have tons of data that supports that these are three-dimensional physical beings traveling through space from another planet to get here, like how we understand in the traditional sense, right? That it's very possible that it's a natural phenomena that maybe even predates our own consciousness on the planet. That maybe there's entities or life forms of some sort that live under the ocean. Apparently, we've only mapped 10% of the ocean floor.
Crazy.
Which doesn't make any sense. There's huge reason to map the ocean floor. Like if you're in a submarine, part of your job is to be invisible.
Yeah.
So you have sensors, and then you have counter sensors, and then you have sensors that sense other people's counter sensors when you're in a submarine. So if you have data on what the exact terrain looks like, you can plan a trajectory in your submarine to navigate undetected based off what you know the topography of the ground is, right? So you could plan your route to avoid detection in a submarine if you have a comprehensive map of the ocean floor. Why don't we have that?
The floor is too deep.
It's not.
It's like so deep. Like the Marina Trench.
But submarines
like
go,
so
yeah,
deep.
but that's like the deepest, one of the deepest points.
Yeah.
So so let's say we left that part out. Why is it still only 10% of the floor?
I don't know.
You don't know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So you're talking about you were kind of explaining echolocation, in a sense, right? Where you're just
that's definitely part of it. I mean, yeah,
off, like the signal off of the floor.
Certainly, but also radar and sonar and the different technologies and platforms they use to detect not just their environment, but adversarial.
Maybe they don't go down there because it's scary down there.
It's scary.
It's too scary down there.
That's what Hegseth is so mad about. He said, "Guys, I have to see the bottom of the ocean." All the generals are out there. They're like, "It's scary.
It's too scary. I can't." Doesn't he know how scary it is? I'm so scared.
It is horrifying. Jesus.
I don't know what's down there.
It's not.
It's
scary. It's too dark.
I'm scared.
It's too dark. Chat GPT was trying to help me with the show today, and it's not doing a good job.
Trying to help you? What does that mean? Like butting in? Like
it's been saying, "Hey, let me help," and I'm saying, "No, don't help me." It thinks our show is about St. Louis music, Midwest common sense, and occasional nonsense.
You know what? It's not wrong.
Common sense.
Common sense.
What a dog whistle.
What is dog whistle? I need a refresher on what that means. It's been said before, and it's been said around, but what I know about
a dog whistle is something you could say that indicates maybe something problematic about you, even though the words themselves are not dangerous.
Interesting.
So if someone uses a racial slur that's obvious and distracting, that's not a dog whistle. That's outright confrontationalism or racism or assault, even in the right context. A dog whistle is like something Joe Biden would say, like even on accident, where like Joe Biden said one time, I'm not trying to pick on him. He's an example of someone who's like an older guy who wants to do the right thing, but he's from a certain time where you don't know something is insensitive until somebody points it out and says, "Oh yeah, we're not supposed to say that anymore." Right? So like he said one time, he said, poor kids can learn just as good as white kids.
Sure. Okay.
And that was in this century
Yeah,
that
yeah.
happened. Which is obviously he misspoke. He meant to say, but he said what he felt, I think.
Yeah.
But because he's from Connecticut, isn't he?
Yeah.
White
Delaware.
That's right. White.
Yeah.
Most of the
That
brown
makes
people
sense.
in Delaware are medical students. You can look that up. That's on God.
Say that one more time.
Most of the brown people in Delaware are medical students.
Oh, interesting. What's over there? Johns Hopkins?
Something like that. I don't know. I don't
Dartmouth?
really like the.
Dartmouth?
ChatGPT has a point. I don't enjoy coastal culture.
Yeah.
I enjoy a vacation that can include an ocean. But it certainly does not have to, and it's certainly not ideal. It's not, I don't want to live there. I don't have anything there. You know what I have here?
What?
The arch
Yeah.
that my great grandfather built.
Exactly. So why would you want to go anywhere else?
Where would I can't take it with me.
I liked living on the coast.
It's several stories underground. Which you lived on the East Coast?
I lived on the East Coast.
What did you like about it?
I liked that there was an
This is-
ocean. I liked that you could go and you
Yeah.
could sit on the beach and you could look at the ocean, and you could go.
What is it
see
like
the-
being stuck on the clock at work when the ocean is nearby? That's an experience I've never had. I've never been on the clock in walking distance from the ocean. Even driving distance.
Yeah. It's like, hey, if I need a break, I'm gonna go to the ocean. On my break, I'm gonna go.
Like in the movies where you're upset and you go for a walk and then you go out on the beach and you're like,
Yeah.
but then it's the sun
Yeah.
and the waves.
And
You're like,
and the water.
you're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
because of the healing beauty of nature.
I would say as a transplant, I was more inclined to do that. I don't know if like people who have lived there their whole lives, if they take it for granted, but it seems like people genuinely enjoyed the ocean a lot.
You know what we take for granted around here?
The arch.
The fucking arch. Thank
Yeah.
you. You're
Yeah.
with me. Now we're warmed up.
Yeah.
Now we're on the same page. I mean, if
I will never not say, oh, look, there's the arch. I live right next to the arch.
I wouldn't seriously I drive by it at least once a day, every day,
Oh, there it is.
and I always want to get out and walk to it.
I love a water feature. I love.
You know what? And that's really what the arch is.
We have a river. We have the
Yeah,
river.
It's a premium
We
water
have
feature.
The rowdiest river. Is it
That
the
river is
biggest-
crazy. That river's got more of a body count than anybody out here.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, we get that. And so it was like, 20 minutes to the beach and an hour to the mountains where I was.
Yeah, now that is the thing. Having ocean and mountain in survivable distance
Yeah.
betwixt you is nice.
And then I worked.
You know what I've been thinking about? They've been talking about all this affordable housing in like where all the fires were, like Malibu or the Palisades. And like kind of shitty or developing municipalities like Wright City, you'll have like the Dollar General Market. It's like the DG Market
yeah,
because
yeah.
it's a Dollar
That's
General
newer.
but with more groceries.
Yeah.
Right. But we need one of those beachfront in Malibu because that's what's coming.
Sure.
I don't know what they're going to do long term about insuring property
As the
in
tides
places
rise.
where they have,
Oh, keep going.
because all that real estate is so inflated out there. But now you have this recent history of wildfires. Now there was a guy on a podcast I saw who apparently worked in Antarctica, and he says that wildfires can be caused by a space laser that lives under the ice in Antarctica.
Interesting.
Look that up. I'm not saying I believe him. He's not a famous guy. I've only seen him on one thing, I think.
They
But
can
he said he
also-
was working as a contractor in Antarctica, and that there's a antenna that is made up of thousands of modules that are buried under the ice that can also be used as a direct energy weapon to cause fires, like he said happened in Christchurch, New Zealand.
Interesting.
That's all hearsay.
Yeah.
I would rather talk about something else. That is one thing that GPT told me today was that
GPT.
Chippity. That's one thing it told me today was that I want to mention the headline of a story, and then I really want to tell a story that has more to do with something I experienced. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I'm like, this is in the news. That reminds me of something I saw once.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm guilty of that, and I'm recovering. But where were we?
We were just talking about the coast.
Yeah, you lived in Maryland.
New Hampshire.
New Hampshire. I knew there was an M in there.
Yeah. I consider it the Boston...
Was it the greater Boston area?
It was the greater
outskirts of Boston?
Because I drove.
You drove? Jesus Christ.
This is who you do a podcast
So, are you saying your parents didn't speak English when you were growing up?
No, I'm saying I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but I drove down to Danvers, which is a sort of like a twin city with Salem.
Oh, yeah.
And so on my breaks, I would go into Salem sometimes and just drive around just to like
smoke a little crack.
Smoke a little crack.
Sweet Baltimore fentanyl.
Get some. I went to like a cemetery. I went to look for Goody Proctor.
I'd put on my
looking for
Doc
Goody.
Martens and I'd go stand in the cemetery.
Yeah.
And brood.
I actually have a really beautiful picture of like a really like orange, really nice. I don't know, it's a maple tree or oak tree or something, but it was like a vibrant orange. You know, because people would travel up there for the foliage.
The foliage, that's in the birdcage. They say, well, sometimes we like to drive down in the fall to see the foliage.
Yes,
beautiful foliage.
It's world renowned. And
world-renowned foliage. You know, and I did notice that when we travel anywhere, that's the first thing I notice is, all the plants are different. We went far enough away that the plants are completely different species. The first time I noticed this, Keenan and I drove on a Friday night to New Orleans. It makes it sound like it was on a whim. I hate taking off work on a Friday to go on vacation because when I'm at work and people are missing because they're on vacation, I get upset because it's hard when you work in a school to be there on a Friday. Working in a public school on a Friday is hard. If you just show up, you're a hero because people are not showing up on Fridays in public schools all across the great nation. And so we drove, and by the time we got to like Mississippi or whatever you hit on the way down there, the plants and all the medians, even just on the highway, were so noticeably different. And in Washington, Idaho, Montana, Utah, this past weekend,
like really nice trees, like
totally different, like evergreens, like all the trees were like piney and green, and the grass was all brown already.
I love the trees. I love the trees in New Hampshire because
the whole area had a dreamy smog because of a local wildfire.
Smog.
That'd be great. If it's like, what is this? What is all this smog? And then did somebody say smog?
Somebody say smog.
And it's a dragon, or even worse, it's a guy who thinks he's a dragon.
Yeah.
Would you rather fight a dragon or a guy who thinks he's a dragon?
How long has he thought that he's a dragon?
Well, now that he fully thinks he's a dragon, he thinks he's as old as the dragon would be. So dragons get to be hundreds of years old.
Yeah.
Because they have massive hibernation periods, eons of hibernation to digest all that gold.
I guess if I'm fighting with my bare hands...
a man who thinks he's a dragon. Because his organs are probably swollen from years of chemical abuse.
Yeah. And like falling off of houses.
But in that same respect, the weapons you would use against an actual dragon would seem insensitive to use against just a guy who thinks he's a dragon.
Yeah.
Because he was probably a veteran. He was probably the victim of an experiment he didn't know about.
And that's why you have to go full lethal. Is that something that Hegseth said? Like,
Hegseth, if there's an old lady outside of a Whole Foods screaming at you, Hegseth wants you to shoot her twice in the sternum and once in the face, like Tom Cruise in the movie Collateral.
He said, fire away.
Yeah, that's exactly what he said. And that's how they train those guys to shoot.
You know what? And they might need to use that for training. They might need to...
And here's the thing. Let's say you're in the National Guard. Right now, you're in Portland, Oregon, breaking up a protest. But tomorrow, you could be...
Could you imagine?
Anywhere. And we need to prepare you for everywhere. Right? You could go anywhere. We need to prepare you for everywhere. So if a little old lady won't get out of the street as she's not responding to the bear mace.
Yeah.
2 in the sternum, 1 in the face.
1 in the face. Yeah.
You can't do more than 1 in the face. They fucked that up with Bin Laden. They had to hold his head together to take the pictures. Because if you shoot him more than once in the face, it starts to quit being a face.
Yeah, it's not a face.
Especially
anymore.
with a 300 blackout. Jesus, Lord have mercy.
Oh no.
You were saying the foliage in New Hampshire?
Renowned.
Massachusetts?
There's the, both. But there's a Kangamangus Highway in Concord.
How do you say that?
Kangamangus.
Kangamangus. Is that 2 different words?
That's one word.
One word. Kangamangus.
Kangamangus.
Is that like a Native American
It's
name?
a Pokemon, actually.
Kanganangus?
No, just kidding. I have no idea what it's named after.
It better be.
Yeah. But yeah, there's like a lift that can like take you up to like the top of a mountain, I guess. Because their mountains are like, they're tree covered. They're not like the White Cap type of mountains. Because like skiing's popular up there and stuff like that. So yeah, you take this lift up to the top and then look at like a 360 view of beautiful foliage. And it was really pretty. And I miss it.
And you could just do that.
Yeah.
But I think as
On
a
a Sunday,
as a
like-
non-native, like I think you would appreciate that more, especially things like that that are
Yes.
free. Like
it was very touristy.
let's say I
I'll
was a student at WashU. If I find out the zoo is free and I'm from a place that doesn't have a free zoo, I'm gonna be there a lot.
Yeah. Totally.
What do you think's going on up there?
The mail guy come?
It's probably my neighbor coming home. Do I have my phone? Oh, it's my DoorDash. The DoorDash is delivering dog food.
Oh, nice.
I don't get DoorDash for myself very often because it feels unnecessarily indulgent. And you can't use your rewards points. But if it's for the dogs or the baby, I'm not going to make them wait on me to muster up the courage to go back out. You know, get that shit over here.
Sure.
Because by the time I think about it again, it'll be here.
Yeah.
Praise God.
Praise
I am
him.
lining up some stuff in my Amazon cart. Prime Day is coming up.
Oh, really?
If you're doing that, I totally understand a boycott. I just,
Yeah.
it's
Tough out there.
It's tough out there
It's
in the
tough out
streets.
there,
And when you
yeah.
need books, and you need to spend as little money as possible on certain books.
Yeah. You can only do what you can do.
Bad Bunny is headlining the Super Bowl halftime show.
Yeah.
I thought I had heard Adele might do it, but then next thing I heard was he's doing it. So she
Yeah.
must have maybe thought about it.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. People love this guy, Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
He's Puerto Rican. Puerto Rico is America now.
It is.
And they're, you know...
Like, why isn't that the 51st state? Like, I know it's like it's a territory,
yeah.
but
I don't know.
it seems
I
like
mean,
they're just like the next natural.
somebody would
step.
have to, like, want to do that and want to be the one that added a state.
Yeah.
The longer you go without adding a state, the stupider it feels to add one.
Mm-hmm.
I think Puerto Rico should be the 51st state before Canada, but then we should do them both at once.
And
So we
Can-
go from 50 to
and then
52.
Canada just immediately gets to be the biggest state. Like, we all know that Alaska's the biggest state.
Well, I think economically
so,
for
like-
population, yeah, Alaska is like bigger than most of the lower 48 put together.
Mm-hmm.
It's huge, but it's not very densely populated.
No, because it's inhabitable mostly.
Uninhabitable, you mean?
Thank you.
Yeah. I think mostly it is inhabitable, but it's not settled.
Yeah.
It's not properly settled.
Mm-hmm.
They need some parking lots, and then we can get some people up there.
Yeah.
Our buddy that we were just talking about that I keep up with on Snapchat, I'm not going to mention his name, so I can tell the story. When we were working together, he told me he had two friends who moved to Canada to take these really good jobs, but they both got locked up for domestic violence while in Alaska. Did I say Canada or Alaska?
I'm not sure.
They're in Alaska.
Yes.
They
Okay.
go to Alaska from St. Louis to take these really good jobs doing whatever they needed at the time,
Yeah.
industrially or whatever, in Alaska.
Yeah.
But then, not even 6 months in, they're both in jail for
domestic
violence.
My God.
And so they're stuck there and they can't work, which is why they were there. But now they're St. Louis dudes locked up abroad is exactly what that's like.
Yeah.
I was just reflecting on Sarah Palin yesterday.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What was crazy?
There's a really great
Sarah
movie
Palin.
about that Julianne Moore, who I love, plays Sarah Palin, and Ed Harris plays John McCain, and it's a really good movie.
That's great.
But she was so visible for, like, the vice president is usually so forgettable.
Yeah.
And especially if they don't win, you never talk about the winning potential vice president ever.
Yeah.
The losing,
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
You never talk about those. I can't remember most of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I remember like a John Kerry.
John Kerry ran for primary for
president, but wasn't he did also run for vice president with
before that? I think
Bush or
so.
Something or
not with Bush. No,
not with Bush. See, yeah, I don't know. I think Dukakis is one of them. I hear that name around. I hear that name around.
I've heard that name before.
Yeah,
it's like in Kenan and Kel when he says, "I know some of these words." But okay, so apparently the big question that immediately came up is ICE going to be at the Super Bowl if Bad Bunny, who's Puerto Rican, which makes him an American citizen, is at the Super Bowl? And ICE then said, this is immigration enforcement, said, yeah, we're going to be there. So
at the
I guess
Super
they
Bowl,
think illegal aliens are going to go to the Super Bowl because Bad Bunny is going to be at the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how they're going to be able to afford that.
Do they know that Puerto Rico is the 51st state?
No.
On the hush-hush?
They do not know that. But yeah, I mean, that's interesting.
Isn't that interesting?
That is really interesting. Like, you could even
Isn't that fucking interesting, dude?
Yeah. I like it though. I'm down for it.
Well, it's just going to be like a repeat of last Friday or whatever that meeting was, where they're just going to look really stupid.
Yeah.
They really should not start arresting Puerto Ricans. It's going to make them look really stupid.
Really stupid.
The Paul brothers live in Puerto Rico because they all get to pay a 4% flat tax.
Yeah.
Couple more years of this garbage.
They're really doing
we'll all be in Puerto Rico.
Act first, ask for forgiveness later, but they're not even asking for forgiveness. They're just acting first, ask questions later.
Yeah.
But they don't ask the questions.
They don't ask the questions, and they wouldn't know the answers if you told them.
Act first, throw away the humans later.
Good. Everything's good. Oh, where was I?
Songs aren't even in English.
That's exactly the complaint from the Fox News crowd is, I can't believe Bad Bunny is playing the Super Bowl. His songs ain't even in English.
They're not even in English.
If he's going to do football, he's got to sing it American.
Yeah.
That's a literal quote I kept seeing was,
Yeah.
these songs aren't even in English.
The NFL is too woke.
Which is crazy also.
You know, on their goalpost, they'll say end racism.
Yeah.
And it'll say, like, love wins.
Yeah. That seems like blood above the door to me. Lamb's blood on the doorstep.
So the spirit can...
So that the angel
on.
of death knows that you're of the chosen and to pass on by.
To pass on by.
On down to Pharaoh's crib.
That's the meaning of Passover, is it not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what that feels like if I have a jogging boutique where I sell high-end running shoes and I put like a rainbow Black Lives Matter flag in the door, it's not dissimilar. You know what I mean? Like, culturally, my business is not necessarily marketed towards anybody who may need that message affirmed to them. but they're going out of their way to mark, because they bought all these glass windows, so they have to label that like don't hurt me.
Don't hurt me.
And that's what that feels like.
Don't harm me. I'm scared.
I'm scared. What's at the bottom of the ocean?
Scared. I don't know what's down there. It's gonna touch my feet.
Oh,
it's gonna touch my feet.
But Jay-Z apparently picks who does the Super Bowl halftime show.
That's what I heard last year.
That's what I'm hearing now.
Yeah. Why?
That's his deal. He established with Pepsi, I think, in the NFL, and he's like the NFL's like chief something of entertainment or something.
Dude. Bold move, Jay-Z. Bold move.
But I don't think Bad Bunny is controversial.
No, but it's very...
He's just Puerto Rican.
But ICE doesn't see color. In shades of beige. They see beige. They don't see nationalities. They just see beige.
They certainly don't read legal papers.
They
papers
don't
that might say, "Hey,
papers."
They can't read Wikipedia that says Puerto Rico is America.
They act now and throw away later.
Yeah. If he manages to get somebody to pay attention to him before we get him to Ecuador, or where do they send him? El Salvador?
And it feels like it's, yeah. Because it's like pandering to people who just hate people that don't look like themselves.
It's coming up locally that, local universities are seeing a massive decline in international student enrollment.
Yeah. Where was, somewhere in Florida is... like down millions because of Canada, and like snowbirds aren't coming there.
Yeah,
people.
Yeah. We talked about that last time.
Vegas is down.
Vegas is getting fucked because they don't have the international traffic, and it's kind of a red state, right?
Yeah.
So
I
believe
so. I don't know.
If I'm picking my vacation spot, I'm not going to go to a place that's going to have the National Guard deployed, or going to have local authorities that'll feel emboldened to jam me up for being some shade of something.
Yeah.
Are talking funny.
Yeah.
The Iowa State Patrol reportedly responded to a complaint and found a suspect now known to be a Dr. Roberts, who was detained by immigration authorities. ICE said Roberts had a loaded handgun, $3,000 in cash, and a fixed-blade hunting knife. However, Dr. Roberts was serving as superintendent of a school district.
Yeah, I saw that.
And this story was brought to my attention because apparently he had served in public education administration here in the city of St. Louis at one time.
Oh, really?
And is now... now, here's the thing. If something about his immigration status was deemed even clerically illegal, or a visa expired or something, it is illegal for him to have a firearm.
Uh-huh.
But it kind of sounds like, he was an employee of the state of Iowa, a public school employee. So he wasn't a felon. He couldn't be.
No.
He couldn't have much of an arrest record of any kind at all.
Yeah.
The $3,000 in cash is a little weird. That's a lot of cash to carry now.
It's a lot of cash.
When you have a job where you're getting the same paycheck every 2 weeks, so you probably have direct deposit. Why do you have $3,000 in cash?
Yeah.
Not that you can't have $3,000 as a PhD superintendent of a public school district, but why is it in cash?
And how does that fit in your billfold? That's like...
Even if it's $100 bills, that's... what is that, 30 of them?
30.
That starts to be heavy on the pocket.
Exactly. I can't have more than like 6 in my little thin little wallet.
Yeah. I have a crumpled up 5 in my pocket right now, and it's driving me nuts.
Yeah.
I can feel it.
$3,000 is interesting.
$3,000 in any... and it's probably not all hundreds. There's at least some singles in there.
Well, yeah, because you can't just ask anybody to break 100. That's really
And the hunting knife is a little weird. You don't want to get pulled over with a knife. It's just... it's never a good look. It's like running into your mother-in-law at the adult boutique. There's nothing you could say that's going to help you out of that situation. You don't want to have a large hunting knife when you get pulled over. Throw it out of the car as you're slowing down. So this is a problem. Seems targeted in an inappropriate way. But if you're why, I would really think it would be the school district's fault, because if they're sponsoring his immigration status as a full-time employee, and I'm sure his expertise was valuable to them.
Yeah.
Ultimately, they would have the power to validate his necessity to reside within the United States.
Mm-hmm.
I'd bet somebody didn't do that.
Yeah.
So keep an eye on that. Jason Sands says he heard a conversation that explained that beings whose ships were lost and recovered will be returning to claim them. So one of our former military UAP whistleblowers, this guy Jason Sands, he's done the rounds on the podcast. You'll see him. He did a recent conversation with somebody where he explained that while working in military security in very sensitive, restricted, classified areas adjacent to this issue, he overheard a conversation that apparently the beings to whom the non-human intelligence vehicles that we've reclaimed and even built laboratories above and over and around to enclose in some of the larger cases, something's going to come back for those eventually.
Absolutely.
And this goes back to what I was talking to you about before, though, that I don't necessarily know that they're just from another planet. Because the physicists that really spend time on this issue explain that if you're going to bother, and Joe McGonigal said this, the remote viewer that I'm in love with, that we're in love and we're going to run away together. Me and 89-year-old Joe McGonigal, the CIA psychic.
I'm going to see the foliage.
We're going to go see the foliage in Massachusetts before he dies and leaves me everything. The idea that, let's say I'm on a planet, even a planet within our own solar system, but certainly beyond our solar system, if I'm going to travel to Earth, the only thing that's going to make it worth it is if my technology makes it so that it's virtually instantaneous. That we're traveling through space and time in such a way that is not even at the speed of light. Because even at the speed of light, it wouldn't be efficient enough to try to figure that out.
Yeah.
So it has to be something beyond that. Now, but the greater issue is that, and this is part of the thing that comes from people that are, adjacent to the flat Earth thing, and I don't necessarily participate in that, but the vast expanse of space is not really what's interesting. The vast array of things that we can't naturally detect of our, in our normal common experience is much more interesting. If the stuff is coming from a higher dimension or from the bottom of the ocean, which has not been mapped appropriately to my satisfaction, at least. You seem to be okay with not knowing about the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah.
That's going to be a problem for us moving forward. But that's the thing. They're likely interdimensional in whatever way that means. They could be
at least 4D.
At least
4D.
I need at least 4Ds. And likely, I mean, they're much more local, is what Joe McGonigal says, than the idea that they're from, like, 3i Atlas is probably not a big deal. And people are going to be hesitant to worry about 3i Atlas, as I have been, because we know that there is at least a war game model for the deep state to pretend like we're being invaded by aliens so that they can have the last of our rights or whatever to protect us. So am I worried about 3i Atlas? I really can't be, because it's probably not even real.
Probably not even.
Especially because we know, the universities are being compromised by the current regime, and the leading voices on this are from Harvard.
And folks, if you've stayed with us this far, I want to congratulate you.
How long are we at?
It's not about the time. It's about the explanation that you're giving right now. I gave up probably 4 minutes ago.
On what, the foliage?
Yeah. No, I'm the...
Honey, it's
the
all
Atlas
about the foliage.
The Atlas 3 or whatever.
3i Atlas?
The 3i Atlas.
You don't know about 3i Atlas?
No.
You don't know a single thing about 3i Atlas?
I don't know a single thing you just said.
Oh, my God.
I've just been sitting here receiving information.
How much time are we at?
We're at an hour.
And what?
An hour. It just hour and 30 seconds.
Next week on Jacob V Weekly, 3-Eye Atlas, if we're still here. 3-Eye Atlas is passing Mars as we speak. It's it doesn't matter. Look it up. 3-Eye Atlas. Jacob V Weekly, Caddyshack of Hamel, Illinois. Save a Life for 9. Patreon.com/Jacob V. We'll see you next week.
Bye.